Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tyrone back with Tech Life. And in this video, I wanted to present you guys with a local permit for El Paso. This is the permit log where I track all activity for the carriers, sites, small cells, upgrades, new site builds. All of that is listed on the permit log for the city's municipality. And Verizon is at the top of this topic because I'm noticing a shift, and I can't speak for all markets, but I'm noticing a trend on Verizon's network, the way that they're building it, constructing it, densifying. It's almost, now that they have the C-band in their possession, it's I think for my market, it's 160 megahertz. And for one, I gotta give you guys a bit of a backstory. For one, they have interference issues on band 13, band 5 with the border, right, with Mexico. There's interference issues on the low band. So even though, and I've been tracking this for some time, even though Verizon has the entire 50 megahertz block of 850, they can only use 10 megahertz of it in El Paso. The other 40 they can't use because of guard band and interference. And then on band 13, they had to cut it down to 5x5 because, again, interference issues with Mexico. So you can't really split that little low band with anything NR. So they've kept that off of NR. So now you only have, again, you're down to one coverage layer of mid band, which is the C band or N77, right? So the way that Verizon is densifying in my market is it's crazy and scary dense from a SINAR perspective, signal to noise ratio. They are building sites now where they have other sites direct pointing sectors in that area. And this is an example here, the permit you're seeing on screen. The 417 Executive Center Boulevard 79902, that area is getting a new stealth 60-footer. It's going to be a clock, camouflage, and there is a site about a half a mile from this location that has a sector directly pointing at the area where this new site is being built. That's how dense Verizon is getting. So the performance team is going to constantly have to optimize the handoffs and to make sure that the signal to noise ratio doesn't interfere. I've seen it to where there is some interference between the towers and overlapping, to where the signal to noise ratio is so bad that if you're in front of a site when everything is perfect, you're supposed to get 5 bars, but the signal to noise ratio is so bad, I've experienced, that I'm only getting 2 to 3 bars right in front of a tower. So that's, according to Verizon performance engineers that I speak with, they're saying that's a good problem to have. So they're constantly optimizing and tweaking and getting the handoffs right so they can give us the best possible experience. And also, I'm starting to wonder, and I reached out to them on that, if they're getting so dense that they should just leave low band off of the sites. Right, some of these sites are literally so close together that they should just build them out with band 60, N66 and N77, just pure mid band, no low band overlap needed in those areas. It's just not needed, in my opinion. That's how dense the network's getting. So I've seen that in some areas now in El Paso, and then I'm seeing that now on the military side. For those of you who remember the video, Verizon struck a contract with the military to deploy about 10 new cell sites across the base. Well, that's been expanded, I have been told. That's now up to about 15 cell sites, and I'm seeing more of them going up now. And again, it's creating the densification, what I'm assuming is necessary for mid-band to become the coverage layer. So now they are trying to keep us on the C-band portion for like 99% of the time when you're driving or when you're roaming throughout the Verizon network in El Paso. Like I said, I can't speak on other markets, but that's how tightly the grid is here now. You don't need low band anymore. If you're indoors, outdoors, whatever, there's a site, small cell, there's something nearby that will hold you over. So low band is still an important part of the network. It's critical for better voice service. But if the local engineers, if they have the budget and if they've been given approval to build sort of like a hotspot like network where you have like literally a cell every half a mile, I mean, low band is just added capacity. You can down tilt the low band at that point and just use it for the extra capacity, because you're building a network. And this is another big thing for FWA. Can you imagine how much more FWA they're going to be able to sell? How many more slots are going to open with that type of densification? They're going to have capacity out of the yin yang. I mean, the capacity they're going to be able to generate with that type of densification is going to be nuts. They have 160 megahertz of C-band. They have additional, I think, 30 megahertz of CBRS that's going to NR at some point. I mean, with them operating one fiber in my market as well, they're going to be able to generate capacity beyond belief, in my opinion. And then they still have the millimeter wave cells as well. So this is good to see, of course, but it's questionable at times. Let me just tell you guys that. When I saw this permit, I was like, wait a minute, there's a site right there with a sector directly pointing at that area. What about the interference? You know, so the teams are going to be busy optimizing for this site and this area. We'll see. I'm going to have to get a Verizon line as well to test, because this network that they're building here is quite exceptional, if I have to say so myself. It's unlike anything or any build that I've ever seen. T-Mobile doesn't even have a grid this dense. I'll be very honest. Even with the strand mounts that T-Mobile's been able to build, they're not anywhere as dense as Verizon. It's crazy. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like, share, subscribe if you're new. Follow my social media outlets. This is Tyrone with Tech Live. See y'all in the next one. Peace.